Hey guys, Allie here tonight. I want to bring up the being the observer, like the awareness of our reality, because that's truly what we are. We are the awareness, we are source, we are God, we are love, we are all that is, we are the infinite, and we're basically the observer of of our reality. But a lot of times we treat it like we're actually in the reality. What I mean by that is we get caught up in the stories and the judgments and all the things that come into our mind, and we start to identify with those. So we feel less like an observer and more like we are, that is our story. When in fact, everything that's happening on the outside, whether we identify with it or not, it's just a story, and it's us choosing whether we engage with that or we don't. If we sit in the observer mode and notice what comes into our minds and how, if we react to those things, if we just become aware of that, that is really, really powerful, because then that takes us out of that story, out of the reaction, out of getting caught up in all this out here, and puts us in the observing of it, in the seat of power. Because when we're observing, we don't get caught up and lost in that story or in that judgment or whatever it is. We are seeing that that's how we are reacting. And when we see that we're reacting or are involved in a story, we can choose to take our energy and put it elsewhere. If we aren't enjoying this, and it doesn't feel good, it doesn't feel loving, then we can remove our focus. We don't have to engage in that. That's where all our power comes from. Is so many times we think because something comes in our mind that's the truth. Oh, something happens in the 3D, and then we start to create a story about it, and we get caught up in it, and we think that's the truth. It's just a story. There's no truth to it. We're just giving it meaning, and that meaning is usually based on beliefs, thoughts, and assumptions that are in the identity that we're identified with at that current moment. But it's just a story. There's nothing to it than that. And if we're getting caught up in it, we're just in a story, and we're losing the power that we can choose to be in that story. Or we can be like, that doesn't feel good. I'm going to put my attention over here. So when we're going throughout our day, guys, what if you're just the awareness, the observer of things that are happening? And you can make it like a game. It's like, be aware of the thoughts and the judgments and the stories that come up into your reality, that come up into your mind as you go throughout your day. And instead of just going off and engaging in something and letting it take you down that storyline, take a second and realize, is this identified with the person that I'm choosing to be? Is this a fear-based thing, or is it a love-based thing? So you can choose whether you want to identify with what's coming up for you in each moment. And if the things that are coming up feel fearful, or they don't feel good, or they feel like they make you feel separate from others, they're coming from a place of disconnection, lack, you don't have to engage in those. It's just a choice when you decide to continue to focus on those things. Also, what I mean by when I say play a game is when you notice these different things coming up, instead of reacting and engaging with them, just be like, oh, okay, so is that really what I want to assume? Is that something that I want to create more of by putting my focus on it and assuming it? Because when you're engaged in something in each moment and your focus is on it, you are creating more of that, whatever that story or identity is. Wherever you're putting your focus and whoever you're being in that moment, you are creating more of that in the next moments. So be conscious and just look at it as, okay, I'm going to choose whether I am going to engage and identify with that person, that version, or I'm going to put my attention on something else. Say a story came up about lack and you're judging things. Notice, hey, that doesn't feel good. I don't want to create more of the same of this. I want something different. I want to choose to come from a place of love and connection and trust and abundance. So instead of grabbing onto this story or this version, I'm going to choose another version. And that would be one associated with, like I just said, love and abundance and connection and things of that nature, because all those things are what is our truth. You know, we are love, we are connection, we are the all that is. I mean, we are one with everything. That's our truth. When fear comes into the picture, it's just a distorted reality. It's just our lens, energy coming through, and we're looking through a lens that isn't truth. It's based on fear, and that's not true to who we are. So I think that's all, guys. I can't get across enough how important I feel, and like I said, this is something true to me too, and what I'm practicing is not getting caught up in just whatever comes across your mind and running with it, but being discerning and remembering that you're the observer and you're choosing what you want to engage with. You're everything, you know, you're the awareness, you're all that is, and you're choosing on what you want to engage with, and choose the things that make you feel good. Don't stay in stories that make you feel like a victim and make you feel bad, because it'll just create more of the same. Use your power to choose what you want to experience in each moment and what you want to create, because that's how it works. And just do that as you go about your day. Just really be conscious and intentional about what you're identifying with and where you're putting your focus, and know that you're just the observer and you're just choosing as you go along. So if things feel like they don't feel good, step back for a second and know that you can choose something different. You don't have to stay in that version or in that storyline that doesn't feel good. You can choose something that does make you feel good, and that's where all your power comes from. So, okay, guys, that's all for tonight. I will be on tomorrow. Everybody have a wonderful Friday night or Saturday morning, and I appreciate all you guys. Thank you. Bye.